I feel like I've at least seen, well, I really don't see you guys very much because you're always running. I really can never catch up with you guys running back and forth over from the complex to here. But I see a lot of you guys, especially when I'm holding the team for softball to kind of cut through in the middle of the 50, you know. My name is Troy Wingardner. I am the Associate Athletic Director for football. And I have been honored to do this for the last 4 or 5 years or so. Like Coach Habits, you know, I have one of these jackets, one of these coveted jackets that you guys are getting today. And we didn't have a ceremony back then. I think Big Lenny just called you up and said, hey, your jacket's here, come get it, you know. And for me, that was, it was kind of crazy because I didn't feel like we put the emphasis on that jacket. You know, for me, that jacket was such an ROI for everything that I did. You know, it wasn't just that I practiced every day, I worked hard, played in a couple of games. That jacket was the symbol of all the sweat equity that I put in, and it's the same for you guys as well. You know, it's maybe not as politically correct, if you will, that you wear the jackets around, but don't tell my guys. You know, my players wear it in place of wearing their suits all the time because it is something to be proud of. It is a sign of what you put in. It is a sign of pride, if you will. You know, it tells everyone, not only am I a Division I athlete, but I'm a pretty damn good Division I athlete. All of you guys deserve to be commended for that, and congratulations on doing so. Yes, give yourselves a hand, please. You know, this whole thing started back in the 1800s. You know, it was just a sweater. It was very, very similar to something that Lynn and VJ would have done, where you got the sweater, it had your letter on it, but you had to give it back at the end of the day. You didn't get to keep it. And the seniors got to keep it at the end of the year. And that, for me, was pretty interesting. That's something that's historically so significant that other schools have done it for so long. You know, for us, ours has evolved, if you will. The jacket itself, of course, started out as a sweater here back when it was SLI. Eventually gravitated to this all-cloth item. Do you remember that? Before we had the leather sleeves, all cloth, basically. And then, of course, to what you see today with the leather sleeves, which is more conventional Letterman's jacket. So it really is something that right now you love getting it, and it may end up in your closet. But what I'll tell you is that as an old man, like Coach Slyman and I being the old man in the room, when you look back on that jacket, like to this day, I go home from Mardi Gras, my mom actually goes to a parade, and it's cold outside, she's wearing my letter jacket. And for me, that wasn't just a symbol of what I had done. For me, it was a sense of my parents being proud of me, and a sense of my family really taking stock and ownership. My dad used to have a saying, thank you for the ride. They were part of that, and they wore that with pride. And so I tell you, because not only is it an article of clothing that may end up in your closet, but it's something you'll always have, and it's something you'll always remind you of a time in your life, like right now. And I promise you probably don't feel it right now, but I promise you when you get older and you get like Coach Deggs and I, you'll look back on these moments and realize just how great you have it right now here at the University of Louisiana. I love my job. I do what I do because I want all of our student athletes over in the football program to love this university the same way that I did. I want you guys, including people in this room, to realize that this is the greatest place on earth. There is no other city in the state of Louisiana that could house the University of Louisiana like Lafayette, Louisiana. A lot of people all over the country, they throw that culture crap on the frickin' wall, and they say, oh, we got culture. No, they don't have culture. We have culture. And that jacket right there is a great example of the culture that we have here at the University of Louisiana. So proud of all you guys. Congratulations, each and every one of you, for getting your jackets tonight. Talk a little bit about what we're going to do. I am horrible with names. So what I'll be doing is introducing your head coach. They'll come on up here real quick, talk a little bit about the season, talk a little bit about the recipients, and they will be announcing you guys individually. Myself and Miss Allison, along with maybe an assistant on the staff, will be helping give you guys your jackets. We'll take a picture as a group when we're done. So once you get your jacket, just hang tight. We'll take one group photo, and you guys will sit down. I'd like to say hello at home to all of our streaming visitors today. Thank you so much for joining us. Are we on, Joel? I guess so. Good. So without any further ado, we're going to start with my guy, Coach Deggs. Coach Deggs, come on up.
Great job. Thank you, Troy. I echo everything that he said, and thank you guys, Allison and everybody that put this together. It's a great event. It's a great time and great recognition for you guys. So without further ado, I'm not going to keep us here forever. I'm fired up about our team. We have a lot of expectation, put in a ton of hard work, but we got to go prove it. So anything other than that right now would just be talk, and that's cheap. And so without further ado, Griff Abear, come on up. Kason Ballard, come on up. Looking good, boys. Mark Collins, come on down. Owen Galt. Trip Dobson. Parker Smith, come on down. Will Taylor. And Drew Markle, come on down, Drew. Congratulations, boys.
All right. I've already called you old, man, you know, because I feel like we've known each other for so darn long, you know what I'm saying? Without our golf coach and I have known each other many years, you know, and I always use this term about our head coach, and I'll say the same thing about him. You're not going to find a stronger moral compass than that guy right there, Coach Theo Slyman. Coach?
Thank you, my friends. Well, it's an honor and a privilege to be here with all of you. Like Coach Wingirter said, I was fortunate enough to be in your shoes a long time ago, and we just got called into the office by the equipment manager. We called him Big Lynn or Sweets, and he said, "Here's your jacket, get out of my office. I don't have anything else for you." But congratulations, and I'll be short because we only have two people to announce, but you know, every other student on this university schedules classes afternoon because they like to go out to the bars, they like to have a social life, they like to sleep in. You guys are very unique because you're up at 6, 5:30. You don't have the luxury of going out to the bars every night like the party animals. You have classes that you have to be at, that you miss with travel. You have study hall. You have a commitment to your team, and that's important. And I'm very proud of all of you. And this jacket is one symbol of 3 symbols that I hope you aspire for. So you're getting your jacket. The next one would be a degree, which I think all of you are in the market to get a degree. And then I'll throw it out there. We've had Hall of Fame celebrations in here. The third pinnacle, or the third club to be in, would be the Hall of Fame. So I challenge all of you and hope hope the best for you. But once again, congratulations. We have two guys here, two guys that transferred in. Coach Wingirter talked about culture. They are the epitome of adding culture to our team. The first one, I see a bunch of pretty ladies here. I have a 13-year-old daughter, and I wish she was 10 years older, because I would play Cupid with this young man and her. But John Louis, love you, proud of you. Come get your jacket, buddy. I turned 21 a long, long time ago, and I can't remember what I got for my birthday when I turned 21. But as a young man, I think we need to embarrass and sing happy birthday to. So, Carter Schmidt, happy birthday, buddy. Come get your birthday gift. Thank y'all.
Awesome. So before I call another alumni up here, I want to recognize a few people here tonight. Our athletic director, Dr. Brian Maggard, Travis Swallow, director of sports medicine. But I think what's interesting is if you look around the room right now, staff and coaches, can I get just by a show of hands, how many of you guys graduated from here, played here? I think that's something to be said, that they're asking you to be a part of the same life that they did. And when you leave, you tend to want to come back. You know, it's a great place to be, and I know sometimes it doesn't seem that way, but when you get a little older, you realize just how great it was here. So with that being said, man, one of my best friends, I remember when we played Alabama in 2019, you and I had a chance to hang out at the Capstone and talk for a little while. And I always dreamed about the opportunity for you to be able to come back here and do what I get to do every day and work for your alma mater. And how proud I was the day that Doc said, you were the guy. So, Coach Habits, come on up. I am digging those pants, though.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Maggard, for being here. Thank you, Dr. Leger, Allison, for doing all this. I know this is a process. It doesn't just happen overnight, and we really appreciate it. My jacket doesn't have the leather, but it's all cloth. But it still holds the same value, without a doubt. So I'm privileged to honor 8 athletes tonight who I'm truly overwhelmed with gratitude for, because I owe them a lot. Because coming in last year, first year head coach, coming to this university, kind of last minute, number one, you didn't have to stay. And number two, you did not have to buy in despite what was happening around you, right? Because the season was tough. Despite the delays in the airport, sleeping in the airport, and, you know, bus breaking down. I mean, every road trip was some type of adversity. And then add some losses to that. It wasn't the standard that UL softball's used to. But you bought into something bigger than yourself. And I will always, for as long as I'm here and for the rest of my life, will you and your teammates, but specifically you, were a critical piece in the culture that is being built. Like, you did that last year because you bought into it. Despite what was happening around you, you bought into something bigger than yourself. Anybody can do 70 and sunny, right? Anybody. But when the storms come, it starts to rain, like, that's when the growth happens. It's kind of like fertilizer. It stinks, but it helps you grow. But here's the thing, like, that jacket for the rest of your life, it's going to remind you of the good times and the experiences that you had here and all that. But when life is hard, it's going to remind you of that too, that you can do hard. you can do the storm and you can get to the other side of it. And that's going to be a constant reminder of that. So for those of us who are a little bit older, like, we've been through that. And when we look back in our lives, it is those times that you have to struggle through, the storms that help you grow. They build character, they build faith, they build all the things that are going to help you through the toughest times in your life, but they're beautiful gifts. And hopefully that jacket is going to remind you of that. So I'm honored to present it to you and just so grateful that you hung in there, and the best is yet to come. So first, from Plaquemine, Louisiana, Miss Michaela Ferguson. From Bainbridge, Georgia, Miss Lexi Delbry. From Koontz, Texas, Miss Emily Smith. For Ruston, Louisiana, Miss Lillian Soto. A senior from San Antonio, Texas. No? Amarillo, that's it. Sorry, Bethany Noble. Not far. San Antonio, Amarillo. What? San Antonio. And from Stonewall, Louisiana, Miss Mia Norwood. From Lafayette, Louisiana, Miss Gabby Stutes. And last but certainly not least, a senior from Moss Bluff, Louisiana, Erin Ardwin.
Awesome. Congratulations, ladies. Great job. All right, this is my favorite day of the year because it's the one day of the year that I get to hear Coach Vallejo speak. I never hear her voice ever. She's so quiet as she moves through. I'm sure you guys hear her all the time, but I don't. Coach Vallejo, it's great to have you here.
Well, I'm as excited as he was to introduce me for that. No, but I am very excited to be able to honor the two girls that we have here today. They come all the way from Spain, and so I know how hard it is for them and all of our team members to be able to leave home and be so far away and to come here and represent. And I think that they do a great job at that, both on the court for us, but also out in the community. And I really appreciate, of course, all of the effort that you two have given us in this first year that you had with us last year, and as well for your teammates that are joining us here in the back. So I am going to do you guys a favor and allow our assistant coach here, Elena, to read your names. She's also from Spain. They're from Spain. Instead of butchering their names, I'm going to let it be done.
So first for us is Rocío Amorós Navarro. No. And second for us is Ana Martínez Vaquero.
Ready? 3, 2, 1. Got it. Thank you.
Next guy we got coming up here, I mean, this guy's got nothing but energy, man. He's all over the place and never misses an opportunity to come through and for us to get to hang out and BS a little bit. So, Coach Bannon, come on up, buddy. For the record, Coach Bannon is the reason why, track athletes are the reason why I don't do this and say names anymore. It's Coach Bannon gets to do that. So.
Thank you, Joy. Thank y'all for doing this for the athletes. I don't normally like to correct the people who are running a meeting, but Troy and Coach Steele are not the oldest letter jacket winners here. I have T-shirts older than Coach Troy. So I did play here, and my jacket is in my closet before all y'all were born, a long time before y'all were born. But it is an honor, honestly, to be able to give out these awards, because I will say this, you probably don't appreciate it as much as we do when you get a little bit older, but if you just think back about what it took to get it, for us, you earn it, right? So you have to score at the conference meet, either on a relay or an individual event as a freshman. If not, you have to wait till after your sophomore year, and then you get it, honestly, for not quitting, because track is tough. So remember, Coach Allison, y'all make y'all athletes run for punishment, right? Yeah, we run for a sport. No, that's right. You can't do that anymore, Allison. Right? So no, we so just to let you know, this group that's getting jackets today, it's been documented now. But our men that are getting jackets today were part of the first Sun Belt Conference championship of any kind in track in 29 years, and it's a tremendous accomplishment. They'll realize it later, but it's an unbelievable accomplishment. And the women, on the women's side, we've been second outdoors 2 years in a row. It's the first time since 1996 that we've been as high as second, and we did it 2 years in a row. And this year's women's team is going to be the favorite to win. So let's not screw it up, ladies. So And so this is a very special group of people for me. I'm from here. Obviously, you can tell by my accent. I was raised here. I came to school here. I've coached here twice. I coached here when me and Coach Allison go way back. Coach Troy was a player when I coached here the first time, and so this is a very special place for me. So for you guys to earn this jacket, unlike them, I don't have everybody memorized what city they're from, because we're from all over the world. But I'm gonna say this, guys, cherish this moment. Keep this jacket close by, because it's something that you just remember that you earned, not was given, and that's very important. Anaya Hill. Anaya is a thrower. She was a scorer at the conference meet last year. Nick Tung, Shaniqua Tung. She's a sprinter. She was a scorer in relays at the conference meet. Evelyn Abdumale. Evelyn was a member of the 4x4 relay that scored at the conference meet. Jasmine Sakaguchi, straight from Japan, by way of Cloud County Community College. That's a great story. And she's a scorer in the pole vault. Kayla Gay Clark. Kayla Gay was top 4 in the hurdles, indoor and outdoors. Kayla Harrison, a graduate, currently in the graduate program. Kayla came here from McNeese. She was a scorer in the 400-meter dash. Peyton Sievers. Let me slow down. go. Next is Rachel Kerr. Rachel is a pole vaulter out of Baton Rouge. Reem Tamam couldn't be here tonight. She's doing a presentation for her computer science class tonight. So I don't know, that computer science teacher just did not understand how important this was. I'm just kidding. Chanel Tucker scored in the 400 hurdles last year at the conference meet. Don't forget anybody. And Vicky Data, transfer from Louisiana Tech, did a fantastic job for us last year. Now we're going to take just a ladies' picture, Troy? Are we going to take? Yeah, probably. It's a pretty big group, right?
All right, ready? 3, 2, 1. Got it. Thank you.
Good job. Good job, ladies. Congratulations.
All right, now the men. First up, Cameron Hardy. Cameron was on the regional qualifying 4x4, scored in multiple events, indoors and outdoors. Hunter Ulrich from Baton Rouge, remember, all conference in the 400 and also ran on the 4x4 relay. Josiah Whitaker, distance medley relay. Justin Descant, distance medley relay. Kyron Sumner was ill. I think he's home with the flu, but he was a conference scorer in the high jump. Mark Daly, same. Mark Daly was the conference champion in the 200. Matthew Maynard, all conference in the middle distance races. Michael Frazier, all conference indoor and outdoor in the hurdles. Nelvin Appia is doing his final presentation in one of his MBA classes right now. Let's pray for him. Peyton Bourgeois, all conference in the distance medley relay. Will Howard, all conference in the javelin. Congratulations, guys.
Ready? 3, 2, 1. Got it. There we go. Thank you.
All right, that takes us to the end of the event. See, it happened so quick, you know? Once again, congratulations, guys. Again, cherish these jackets for the rest of your life. Enjoy your time while you're here at the University of Louisiana. For those of you guys who are, did I do something wrong? Okay, I wasn't sure. Okay. Thank you again for joining us tonight and putting up with me. Please don't hesitate to say hello and you guys walking around over at the complex. Again, congratulations and go Cajuns. Thanks, y'all.